There is something I have been wanting to tell you, something I could never say casually, something that feels too precious to place in an ordinary conversation. So if you are hearing this right now, imagine that these words were written especially for you. Not for everyone, not for the curious eyes of strangers, just for you. Imagine that I am sitting somewhere quietly, gathering all the thoughts I have kept hidden, putting them into words one by one, and finally placing them in your hands. I would probably hesitate before giving them to you, because once you know what is inside my heart, I cannot take it back. There are feelings that are easy to explain, and then there are feelings that make you completely vulnerable. What I feel for you belongs to the second kind. It is the kind of feeling that makes me think twice before speaking, the kind that makes me stare at a message before sending it, wondering if I have revealed too much, the kind that makes me want to tell you everything, and at the same time, hide behind silence because admitting the truth feels frightening. And the truth is, you matter to me more than I have allowed you to see. Maybe you already sensed it. Maybe there were moments when my behavior gave me away. Maybe you noticed the way I looked at you, the way I remembered tiny details about you, or the way my entire mood changed when your name appeared. I tried to act normal. I tried to convince myself that I could keep these feelings under control. But feelings do not always listen to logic. Sometimes they quietly grow while we are pretending they are not there. And that is exactly what happened with you. There are moments when I want to be completely honest with you. I want to look directly into your eyes and tell you everything without hesitation. I want to say how often you cross my mind, how many little things remind me of you, and how your presence has somehow become connected to so many parts of my everyday life. Then another part of me becomes nervous. It whispers, what if you do not feel the same? What if I say too much? What if I make things uncomfortable? What if the beautiful connection between us changes because I finally admit what has been living inside my heart? So I stay quiet. I hide behind ordinary conversations. I pretend certain moments mean less to me than they actually do. But when I am alone, the truth becomes impossible to ignore. I think about you, more than I should probably admit. Sometimes I remember something you said days ago, and suddenly I find myself smiling for no reason. Sometimes I hear a song and immediately associate it with you. Sometimes I see something you would probably like, and my first thought is that I wish you were here so I could show it to you. It is strange how someone can slowly become part of your thoughts without asking for permission. You did that to me. You became part of the quiet moments, the moments nobody sees. The moments when the world becomes silent and there is nothing left to distract me from what I truly feel. And yes, there are things I have never told you. For example, sometimes I look at your pictures longer than I should. I notice your expressions. I notice the little changes in your face. I notice the smile you probably do not realize is beautiful. And sometimes I wonder if you know how attractive you are when you are simply being yourself, not trying to impress anyone, not pretending, just being you. That version of you is the one I find hardest to forget. I also notice things other people might overlook, the way you speak when you are excited, the way you become quiet when something is bothering you, the way you try to appear stronger than you actually feel, the way you care about people, even when you do not receive the same care in return. I notice these things because I pay attention to you, maybe more than you realize. And sometimes that attention turns into jealousy. I know it may sound childish. I know I do not have the right to feel possessive over your time or your attention. But I would be lying if I said it never happens. When I see someone else making you laugh, a small part of me wishes I were the reason for that smile. When someone else receives your attention, I sometimes wonder what it would feel like to be the person you naturally look for first. I do not want to control you. I do not want to take away your freedom. I simply want to matter to you in a special way. I want to be someone whose absence you notice. Someone whose message makes your face light up. Someone you can trust with the parts of yourself you do not show everyone. Because that's what you have become to me. A safe place. A person I can imagine telling things I have never been brave enough to say. And maybe that is why this message feels so personal. I am not only telling you that I care. I am showing you the vulnerable side of that care. The side that gets scared. The side that overthinks. The side that wonders whether you will still be here if I stop pretending everything is simple. Sometimes I wonder whether you realize how much power you have over my emotions. One small message from you can completely change my mood. One kind sentence can stay in my mind for hours. And one moment of distance can make me question everything. I know that sounds intense, but some connections simply affect us differently. You are not just another person I met and forgot. Something about you stayed. Even during silence, even during distance, even when we were not speaking as much as I wanted. There was still a part of me quietly wondering what you were doing. Whether you were okay, whether you were thinking about me, and whether somewhere inside your heart, you felt the same strange pull that I felt. Maybe that is why I have struggled to let this go. Because I never really wanted to. I may have acted distant. I may have become quieter. I may have pretended that I was perfectly fine. But sometimes silence is not the absence of feeling. Sometimes silence is what happens when the feeling becomes too big to explain. And there were moments when I desperately wanted to reach out. I would think about what I wanted to say. I would imagine the conversation. I would imagine hearing your voice. Then fear would step in and convince me to wait. I would tell myself that tomorrow would be better, that eventually I would know what to do. But tomorrow kept becoming another tomorrow. And all the things I wanted to tell you remained inside me. So maybe this is my way of finally opening that door. I want you to know that I have never considered you ordinary. You have left an impression on me. And even if I do not always express it perfectly, I carry that impression with me. There is something about you that feels familiar and mysterious at the same time. Comforting, yet powerful. You can make me feel calm and nervous within the same moment. You can make me want to come closer and protect myself at the same time. That is the strange contradiction of caring deeply for someone. Your heart wants to move forward while your mind keeps asking you to be careful. But if I am completely honest, I do not want fear to have the final word. I do not want to spend forever wondering what could have happened if I had simply been brave enough to tell you the truth. So here is the truth. I care about you. I think about you. I miss you in ways I sometimes cannot explain. I notice you. I remember you. And there is a part of me that hopes you feel something when you hear my name too. I hope you understand that behind every moment of hesitation, there may have been something I was trying desperately to protect. My heart, my pride, my fear of rejection. But most of all, the connection I feel with you. Because I would rather be vulnerable with you than completely guarded with everyone else. I would rather risk being misunderstood than spend another lifetime hiding everything I feel. So if you are alone right now, let these words settle for a moment. Do not rush past them. Do not treat them like ordinary words. Imagine that I am sitting beside you, speaking quietly, without pretending, without hiding, without trying to appear stronger than I am. And if I could tell you one final thing, it would be this. You have become someone I trust with the most delicate parts of my heart. That trust is not something I give easily. So please handle it gently, because behind these words are thoughts I have kept private, feelings I have questioned, memories I have replayed, and hopes I have been too afraid to say out loud. Maybe I will still blush when I think about admitting all of this. Maybe I will still become shy and wonder whether I said too much. But at least now you know. You know what I could never comfortably explain. You know what existed behind the silence. You know that while I may not always show it, there is a very real part of me that cares deeply about you. And maybe that is all I wanted you to understand. You are not just someone I think about when I have nothing else to do. You are someone who appears in the quiet spaces of my mind. Someone whose memory can suddenly make an ordinary day feel different. Someone I want to understand more deeply. Someone I want to protect without controlling. Someone I want to trust without fear. And perhaps, someday, someone I will finally have the courage to love openly. Until then, keep these words close. Let them remain between us. Because if this message could have only one listener, I would still choose you. Not because you are perfect, not because everything between us has been easy, but because somehow, through all the uncertainty, distance, silence, and unanswered questions, you still managed to become important to me. And that is something I can no longer pretend does not exist. So if your heart felt something while listening to this, perhaps you already understand. Perhaps you have felt it too. And if you have, then maybe these words were never really a confession from one heart to another. Maybe they were a quiet reminder that some connections do not need to be shouted across the world. Sometimes they only need two people willing to listen, two hearts willing to be honest, and one secret that was always meant to belong to both of them. This is for you, only you. And now that you know what has been hiding inside my heart, I hope you will hold it gently, because I trusted you with it.